So recently, Dwyane Wade made some comments on his podcast about Ja Morant and his situation in Memphis. And Ja Morant is struggling in Memphis. Memphis Grizzlies are struggling in Memphis. It's not a good season for the Memphis Grizzlies and Ja Morant as well. The situation there is pretty tough. Ja Morant seems unhappy with his role on the team. The coaching staff seems unhappy with Ja Morant, and the team overall seems unhappy with Ja Morant. So both sides kind of think they're in the right, and nobody wants to admit that they're wrong and kind of get this thing back together. Now, Dwyane Wade made some comments mentioning that as far as he knows, there have been phone calls made to the Grizzlies about availability of Ja Morant from other teams. And then he has one point of view which I don't necessarily agree with, because it's a point of view that's directly from a player's standpoint. And I'm going to explain why I don't agree with that in 1 second. But listen to Dwyane Wade talk about Ja Morant and his situation, and I'll be right back.
When you have a relationship that, obviously a few years ago looked so promising.
We're next.
Yeah, it looked so promising
for
the young guys and for what they were building for the city of Memphis, for Ja. And then now we're here. We're here where it's not looking promising. Let me just be as professional as I can be on my, but it's just not looking promising from any relationships, obviously, can you make up? Can you mend certain things? Yeah, but you got to be, both sides has to really be willing to do that. And so you're in a space where the media gets involved, where conversations on the outside start to leak in. You got other teams out there that's like this. So let's talk about Ja. That wasn't, in the picture. And now it complicates things a lot. And it's early in the season, and you got a team that, came in with some hopes, and they had their guys healthy to start the year. You was gonna see Ja and Triple J play together healthy. They haven't really done that in the last 2 years. Like, they came in with some excitement.
Yep.
And then here we go. We ain't 10 games into the season. And now you got teams calling like,
yeah, I sent a text to Miami. Like, hey, are we looking? Are we just kicking the tires?
Yeah, I don't, me, man, just like I said with Jimmy, I don't like it for the game. You know what I mean? And I know all the parts of it is a part of the game.
Yeah.
Right? This is all a part of entertainment.
Right.
So everything can't be Pleasantville. We understand that. But I know most of the time that it gets like this, the player, is the one that's really going to be painted as the bad guy when it comes down to it, right? Like, the organization get a chance to hide behind the shield.
They do.
The player has to be out there as his name. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't like that for the player side of the game. And I played, and I'm on the other side as well.
Yeah.
Investment of the league. And so I don't like it overall. And when we have a lot of conversations going on about our game that's not just about basketball and how we should be elevating and highlighting the game, but also too, it's unrealistic. So hopefully we weather this, we get through this. Hopefully Ja weathers it. As a former player, you sit here. I saw Rudy Gay talk about this the other night. Is, if you can go back when you were in certain situations, you will handle them different.
Right.
And in real time, you just want Ja to focus on the game of basketball. You want to see Ja be Ja, no matter what's going on behind the scenes and actually in front of the cameras. I still want to see you put on that show. I still want you to be that player. When we talk about not having that joy, you know what I'm saying? Like, we want to see that. And he doesn't have that right now. Mm-hmm. And that's unfortunate, because this guy has so much talent.
So much.
That we've got a chance to, obviously see and follow. So, man, hopefully they rectify the situation. But I definitely know them calls has been.
Okay, so you listened to Dwyane Wade talk about Ja Morant and his situation. He said that Ja Morant is not a happy player right now. He doesn't have that joy on the basketball court. He's not doing what he's normally doing. The coaching staff is directing him to have a different role, I think, than he's comfortable of having. And he's just not doing and not playing the role that he wants to play, and he feels comfortable playing. And he played for the last few years as a Memphis main guy. So that's one. I mean, I do agree with Dwyane Wade on this part that he said that there's still a possibility that the team and him, could work things out. They have to talk to each other. They have to kind of figure out a way to maybe kind of understand both sides. Ja has to understand the club a little bit, and the club has to understand a little bit of Ja and what he wants and what he expects to his role to be. But one major thing I don't agree with is Dwyane Wade tells us that Ja Morant is being literally made into the scapegoat for the situation, being made to look bad in this situation, and the blame is literally going to go on him for everything that's going on right now. And I'll tell you this, generally I would agree with Dwyane Wade in probably 9 out of 10 situations like this. In this particular situation, I don't agree. And the reason is, if Ja had a clean record, no previous issues, no previous behavioral problems, you could say. I mean, he's an employee, gun issues a couple of times. You had the commissioner talk to you. The first time he talked to you, you didn't even listen. You did the same thing a couple weeks after, or whatever it might have been. The guy just, he created this view of himself for everybody before this situation even started. I mean, people already knew he is a problematic player. His character is not what teams usually look for in a player to be a leader of their team or to be a major piece of their team. I think he would benefit a lot from getting traded, but also getting traded to a team with some really good veteran players or NBA veterans on the coaching staff that could kind of guide him in the correct direction and kind of, explain to him and be able to reach him, first of all. Because in Memphis, it doesn't even seem like Ja Morant wants to, talk and work things out with anybody. He's just the way he is, and he's hoping pretty much for Memphis to, break to his will and kind of do what he wants, and things go back to the way they were played and the way they were done. I don't think that's going to happen, because I don't think, they got the coaching staff that they got to allow the player to run the team. I mean, he's not LeBron James or anybody like that. He's a great talent, but he's a young guy. He doesn't have that power. And I think that's a very big issue. If Ja Morant, like I said, had a clean record, no previous issues, nothing, I would be inclined to lean to his side on this whole argument. But because of what has happened in the past and what he has shown through his behavior and with his character, I'm not inclined to be on Ja's side in this situation. I think he would benefit more like a lot from being traded, and the Memphis Grizzlies as well, as long as they could get a nice load of players back for him. So I think that would probably be the best thing in this situation. I don't think this situation could be worked out between these two, the club, the coaching staff, and Ja Morant. I don't think Ja Morant is just gonna conform and do what he is required to do by the club and the coaching staff. He's just not that kind of guy. This is not going to work out. He has to leave, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion. But he's kind of brought this on himself, mostly. And that's why I don't agree with Dwyane Wade with his opinion that, Ja Morant is being made to look bad. I don't think so. I think he made himself look bad by all the other things that he did in the past. Now, we know that teams are calling. Dwyane Wade said that he has inside knowledge that teams are calling about Ja Morant. And like I said, I think that's the best move. So I hope that the Grizzlies work something out before the trade deadline and Ja goes to a team that allows the Grizzlies to get, nice return for him that benefits their team. And I hope that Ja goes to a team that have some veterans to kind of, help him understand and grow as a man and be more mature in the future as a professional basketball player. That's just my point of view on it. That's what I think. So let me know what you guys think, what you think about Dwyane Wade's comments about Ja Morant's situation. Do you think this could get worked out in Memphis or not? Or you think it's best for him to get traded just like I think? So let me know. Comment section's open. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.